Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to ACS Sneakers. My name is Aiden. As you can tell from the title of this video, we are going to be taking a look at how I managed to get early access on a shoe that actually released over 4 months ago. But before we get into that, I just want to say I hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas. I did decide to take the week off to spend time with my kids and with my family. I had a fantastic Christmas thanks to you guys. As for anyone that doesn't already know, we did manage to hit 1,000 subscribers just in time for Christmas Day, and it truly does mean the world to me. It's been an incredible 6 months on the channel, or 8 months, or whatever it's been, and I'm really hoping that we can continue to build on this and going into 2021 just continue to grow the channel. To any new viewers, welcome to the channel. We do release brand new sneaker content just like this each and every week, so do make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you never miss a video, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the intro. Now, before we do get started, just to put it out there, the title of this video is by no means clickbait. We did manage to get early access on the Nike SB Dunk in the Medicom toy colorway. Now, this shoe did originally release earlier on in the year, but fortunately for me, I did manage to get early access, I believe on the 23rd of December. Now, I'm going to quickly just go through some of the steps that I did to actually help myself get early access. I'm not sure if any of these points actually did work, but considering I've never had early access before, in my mind and in my opinion, it definitely did work, and I'm really glad that it did. Now, there are loads of videos on this and lots of in-depth analysis on, how you can get early access on your account. But basically what I did is I went on my girlfriend's sneakers account because she has an iPhone, I have an Android. And unfortunately, if you are an Android user like me, you will never get access to Sneakers Live, which is how you get early access. I think that's trash, to be completely honest. You're completely segregating an entire audience, and I really hope that they do change that in the near future. But just moving on to, another point that actually I do feel was really relevant and really helped me get early access. Because she is, of course, a female, her account is set to female on Sneakers, and I do actually think that that did play a part in me actually getting access to this particular shoe. I believe a lot of the botted accounts do just preset to male, or they do select male, so I think it's a lot less known if a female were to bot, so I definitely feel like using a female account did actually help. Also, when I was on the live, which is actually the third live I went on, the first two it didn't work because you do actually have to answer multiple choice questions correctly. Now, the first week I only got like 2 out of 6. The second week I got 4 or 5. And then on the third week, which is the week I actually managed to secure early access, I believe I got over 90% of the questions right. Now, they are multiple choice, so you have 2 options, and I didn't know half of them, but if you just guess, it gives you at least a 50% chance of getting it right. And rather than not answering at all, you're trying to actively engage in the live, which is going to be massively instrumental in getting early access on specific pairs. Now, there's also a little icon at the bottom left-hand side of the screen, which is like a fire emoji. I was clicking the hell out of that just to try and get as much, interaction on the live as I possibly could. I'm not sure which of these specific points worked the most, but just to sort of recap, I used a female account on an iPhone. I was actively engaging in the live with the emoji button, and I got 95 or 90% of the questions correct. So if you next have an opportunity to get, on Sneakers Live, if you have like an iPad or an iPhone, try some of these steps. If it does work for you, make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below, and let's kind of share this to our community and try and get as much early access to our viewers as possible. If I do come across any other helpful tips, I will definitely link it, in future videos and also in the description of this video. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the shoe. And here we go, guys. As promised, here we have the Nike SB box in hand, and this is actually the one and only time I've actually had an SB box personally. Now, unfortunately, this isn't my size. Even though I got exclusive access, the size 9 was unavailable, so I did get a 9.5. Unfortunately, that's slightly too big for me, so I have already sold this pair to somebody over on my Instagram page. So shout out to you for buying this pair off me so quickly. But I definitely wanted to give you guys a quick review. This is a very interesting shoe, and it definitely deserves a few minutes of your time, in my opinion. If we take a quick look at the label on the box, which reads Nike SB Dunk Low OG-QS. Not quite sure what the QS stands for, but it is in the black and white colorway. Now, this is what the label will look like for anybody who's interested. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the shoe. And here we go, guys, the moment you've been waiting for. Here we have the Nike SB Dunk Medicom toy. Now, I'm not entirely sure how many Medicom SB releases there have been, but this has to probably be up there as one of the weirdest. In terms of the actual materials that they've used, which we'll get into throughout the video, it's just really bizarre, and I've never felt anything quite like it on a shoe. Now, the upper has been decked out in this entire deep black fox fur material, and to be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure if it's synthetic or if it's real hair. I do imagine that it's leaning more towards the synthetic side just for overall cost, as this is a highly manufactured shoe, but it definitely has a really weird quality underhand, and as I've said, I can't think of any other shoe that I've personally seen or had that feels anything like this. My immediate concern is I'm not entirely sure how to clean it, how to pre-treat it before wearing it, or really how to maintain this type of material. I would definitely recommend using a water and stain repellent just to, avoid there being any dirt getting into the little creases of the shoe. And I would probably recommend getting a soft bristle brush just to kind of brush out the matte hairs, if you were caught in the rain, because I definitely feel like the hair on this shoe is going to matte over time. So I do feel like if you got a soft bristle brush, it would really help and stop any of the issues occurring. Now, if we switch towards the heel quickly, we do actually have this beige Nike on the actual heel portion of the shoe, which does, for me, add a nice pop of contrast. Once again, in keeping with that fox fur material with the Nike stitching. And that's really as far as the actual colour goes on the shoe. It's pretty basic, to be completely honest. We do actually have a Medicom logo towards the rear of the shoe, which I thought was a really nice touch. I did actually notice at first glance that it is actually in the silhouette of a burr, as this is the rBrick. I actually thought that was a really nice and subtle detail. If we take a quick look at the midsole of the shoe, we do have a primarily white midsole. And switching to the outsole, we do have a complete grey outsole, which I do believe does incorporate Zoom Air technology, which will make this shoe incredibly comfortable on feet. Now, as I touched on earlier on in the video, unfortunately this isn't my size, so I can't really give you any recommendations when it does come to the sizing of this shoe. So if you guys who are watching this video are big SB Dunk collectors, if you guys could, leave me some comments in the comment section below, let me know how the sizing is for this shoe, and, get a conversation going for anybody that's watching this video for educational purposes, so at least that way we all know what size to get moving forward. Now, on the actual sock line of the shoe, we do have this primarily white leather sock liner, which has a decent amount of padding, but it's not reinventing the wheel, and I can't imagine that it's going to be too comfortable after, quite a few wears. That's just my opinion. The actual heel of the shoe does feel really stiff. I believe that's, just to add some really good structure to this shoe. This is, of course, a skateboarder shoe, so structure is massively important when it does come to skateboarding, and, feeling comfortable and confident with the shoes you have on is going to be massively important. So I do feel like that's definitely, fit for purpose. If we just quickly jump over to the laces, we have a complete set of black laces. I do really like that the actual lace tips are golden. I think that added quite a nice touch. The tongue of the shoe, really well padded. Of course, it's a SB. All the tongues are quite well padded, but I really do like how this feels. Once again, it has that fox fur material running right down the entire tongue, which was a really nice detail. And in the centre of the tongue, we do have the rBrick logo once again. I couldn't actually get the insole out, but we do actually have a really nice design on the insole. So it actually shows Nike SB rBrick, or however you pronounce it. And it actually has some really weird rBrick designs, for the actual toys. I honestly don't know a lot about it, and I didn't want to go too in-depth because there are so many videos out on this shoe, and if you wanted a more in-depth look at this shoe, I would recommend going to check out those videos. This is just going to be a very quick overview of the shoe, what my thoughts are, and that's pretty much just going to sum up what, I feel about this shoe. So just to sum up in terms of my overall opinion on the shoe itself, I do give the Nike SB Dunk in the Medicom toy colorway a very respectable 7.5 out of 10. Personally, this is definitely a shoe that I feel like I could wear on multiple occasions, but I do have some concerns about, treating the materials and, looking after the shoe overall. I do like to make sure that my shoes stay in tip-top condition. I clean them after each and every wear, and I'm not entirely sure if that would be a good idea for the materials on this shoe, to be constantly treating them all the time. So in that respect, I'm a little bit concerned as to how the shoe is going to hold up. If you've had this shoe or you have this shoe, let me know in the comment section below how it's held up after a couple months worth of wear. If you are watching this video who has actually bought my pair, let me know how you get on in the next few months. It'd be great to see how the shoe does hold up. So let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on this release, and I hope to see you guys again in the next one.